welcome to another Let's Play Quest for Glory 3. My name is Anna Mardell, and our volume options keep basically changing as the game desires. Which is, I was hearing a little bit of a leaf motif from the first game. But how is that really different from the second game when our volume changed constantly? I want to check real quick and see if... See, this is what I'm talking about. I want to check real quick and see if their dialogue options have changed. It has not. So we're going to say greet, we're going to say goodbye. So I've kind of been kicking myself because I had forgotten that our money from the first game did not carry over, or from the second game does not carry over, but that our pills did. So if you are playing Quest for Glory 2 behind these Let's Plays, remember that your money does not carry over from Quest for Glory 2, but your pills do. So stock up on pills before you go to Razier. I did seriously consider going back and starting over. I wouldn't have put you guys through that, but just playing up to where we are now. And I thought, no, we're not going to do it. We'll have some actual challenge. So this means we will have to grind for some money later. But since we're not on a time to limit like we were with Quest for Glory 2, it shouldn't matter. That was actually why I was so anal about grinding up money in Quest for Glory 1, because Quest for Glory 2 is a timed game and every moment counts. So money grinding takes away from everything else you're doing. But in Quest for Glory 1 and 3 and 4, we are allowed to take our time and do things at our own pace. So what do we got? We've got our money. We've got basically 150 royals. So we're down 50 from the well, actually we're down 30 because our 200 dinar turned into 180 royals. We've got our sword, which will not be changing. Chainmail, magic shield. We have a tinderbox, which we will need when we're out camping, which is a nice little nod at realism. We have throwing daggers, which I'm not sure why, but we do. We've got pills, we've got rations, we've apparently eaten one of our rations, and there is no place to buy extra rations. From now on, if we want more food, we have to just buy food. We have 15 water skin, which we started with 1 and I bought 14 more for reasons. We have dried fish, we have dried meat, 110. We have 5 pieces of fruit, or colorful assortment of fruits. We have 1 rope. It's mostly fire resistant, but don't try tying up a dragon with it. And very strong, but don't try dragging around an elephant either. We have a pin from the kata, and we have honey. We have nothing to do here in the city, so let's head outside for a little while. We do need to be back in time for Rakesh's meeting before the council, but there we go. We got some, I think, points for going outside. That little doo-doo-doo was something. It's puzzle points. We got 3 for going outside. So this is the world map of Tarna, or one of the world maps of Tarna. There's multiple that we'll be seeing. You were looking at the Tarna vicinity map that came with your famous explorer's correspondence course guide to East Fracana. Boy, that music sounds really loud. I don't even know what the point of the music slider is, because every time music plays, it seems to just do its own thing. So this over here this is one of the many small tributaries that feed the Makubawa River. This is the magnificent Liontar city of Tarna by the river here, which is not surprising. We saw the docks, we saw the fishermen. There's a pile of hill-sized rocks over here, and there is interesting looking rock formation over here. I don't know that we'll have time to get to either, but we're gonna try. Oh, hello, hi. This is, you see a bipedal saurian croc with scaly skin. The battle is about to begin. The fight screen, as you can see, has changed. This croc is bound for Boot Hill. You find 2 royals in its pouch. Not very much. So as we're walking the world map, things may sometimes attack us. And we can see little red dots. Oh, something's attacking us now. Which one is flame again? Here we go, flame. As we're fighting, our stamina is ticking down with each action that we do. Wow, that sounds really loud in my ears. I can only imagine how loud it is going to be on the video. It worries me. But I don't know how to... The volume doesn't go down much more. I'll have to look into that. Time is passing as these things happen, and as we walk across the rocks here form a very small alcove where some interesting looking plants are growing. On the far side, you see some animals watching over the plants. They look like meerkats with wings. They must be meerbats. Whipping out your famous explorer's guidebook, you identify the creature as a meerbat. I wonder what would happen if we tried to fetch it. You get the fruit and carefully place it in a safe place in your backpack. Haha, very nice. I don't know if we were supposed to do it that way. We got points for it. Can't have hurt. The vines whip around and trap your legs, and you burn as sharp spines inject poison. This is agony. Okay. I can't seem to... Can I hack at it with my sword? There we go. Nice. I did not mean to. If you click on... There we go. A spot in the savanna, you will enter the savanna. Oh no, it's trapped. So let's... There we go. We saved the little meerbat. So we're going to leave again. And we're going to enter one more time. As you approach these rocks, you notice the small meerbat watching for you. You see a ring of stones here. In the center of the circle is a glowing stone and some fruit from the venomous vine. You pick up the rock, which seems to be a glowing opal. You also get the fruit and put them carefully away in your pack. So it looks like venomous vine fruit. You worked hard to get this fruit, but I wouldn't suggest making a snack of it. A fire opal. The round, smooth stone seems to glow in your hand. It would appear that we saved the little meerbat, and he gave us some fruit and an opal in return in his gratitude, which is very nice of him. You don't want to be late for your meeting tomorrow. You head for your room so you will be well rested. So we automatically went back to Tarna, which is good, because otherwise we probably would have missed it. You waken as the sun begins to rise. You get up just in time for your meeting and quickly head to the Hall of Judgment. 2 months ago, the Sim Bani requested that we aid them in their war against the Leopard Men. It was the decision of this council to send emissaries to the Leopard Men to determine their grievances. The peace mission was ambushed at night by creatures or beings unknown. Evidence and the account of the sole survivor of the ambush, Khatib Mukarram, indicate the Leopard Men. A warrior of Tarna, Rishaka Darkrisha, was discovered missing from the bodies of the emissaries. Signs and scent indicate some sort of struggle, and then all trace of Rishaka was lost. Rishaka Darkrisha is presumed to be dead, or else a prisoner of the Leopard Men. It is our duty to seek revenge upon the Leopard Men for those who are lost. The Liontars had no business involving themselves in the deeds of humans. The peace mission should never have occurred. It is the duty of all those in Tarna to care for her people, and the humans are as much the people of Tarna as the Liontars. The warriors of Tarna desire revenge and the right to gain honor through battle. There is no honor in war, warrior of Tarna. There is only death. My magic indicates that there are signs of demonic activity. If demons are involved, it is they who are the enemy, not the Leopard Men. Council of Judgment, I, Rakesh Saltarna, stand before you. I swear by my honor to prevent the war and to bring peace to all Tarna. Rakesh Saltarna has sworn by his honor to bring peace to Tarna. If he fails, he shall be deemed honorless and shall be banished from Tarna forever. Do you, Prince of Shapir, also swear by your honor to bring peace? Yes. The council will respect the honor of Rakesh Saltarna and allow him time to fulfill his oath. King Raja orders Rakesh and the Prince of Shapir to meet with him in his chambers immediately. Raja Saltarna, I stand before you. Rakesh Saltarna, you stand before me in honor. Let's save our game. Oops, actually, I have done something wrong. There we go. You tell Raja you stand before him. You stand before me in honor, human. Rakesh, are you so besotted by humans that you pledge your honor for them? What in the name of Sekhmet do you think you are doing? I have always pledged my honor to save lives, my lord. You, human, do you understand what it means to pledge honor? So we'll talk about honor. You tell Raja the meaning of honor. When I want a lecture upon honor from you, I will ask for it, human. You did ask him, Raja, after all. When I want your comments, Rakesh, I shall ask for them. Rakesh, you and I have disagreed on many things, but I've always cared for you as my brother. I care greatly for you, Raja, and respect you as well. However, if I feel that Tarna must go to war, it shall go to war. Even if I must strip you of all honor, Rakesh, Tarna will go to war. I only request that you wait until my friend here and I have done all we can to prevent this war. I will wait, but do not take too long. If the Sim Bani march against the Leopard Men, I intend that Tarna shall aid them. You, human, do you have anything further to say? Let's tell him about Rakesh. You tell Raja that Rakesh is a paladin and knows what honor is. Rakesh, does this human fight your battles for you also? He defeated the earth elemental in Shapir, and I could not, my lord. You have indeed grown old, Rakesh, that a human must fight for you. A Liontar lets the hyena pick his bones rather than ask help from a human. I am a paladin first, and then a Liontar, Raja. Rakesh, I cannot understand why you risk your honor and your life for humans. You could stay here in Tarna as my advisor or lead my armies as a commander. To risk everything for peace is beyond my understanding. This is an old argument between us, Raja, mother's son. Must we fight in front of my friend? Human, leave us now. You say goodbye to Raja. I will meet you just outside the gates of Tarna. Then we will go to the Sim Bani village together. You don't feel well. Oh, crumbs. We're poisoned. Is that gonna kill us? It feels very good to be back in my homeland, my friend. This is the savanna, the high grasslands that teem with animals. There are few animals which will bother a traveler here. The zebras and other herd animals will avoid you. Even the tigers will seek other prey. Are we gonna die? However, there are things that are not quite animals. They have little fear of humans and may attack. The field guide to Eastern Fracana will help you, so study it well. I will be using my skills as a paladin to avoid danger. That's a reference to the guidebook that came with the game. As a paladin becomes more in tune with the essential rightness of the universe, he gains certain new abilities, such as healing. The more good one does, the more good things one can do. I have been a paladin for a long time now, ever since the demons last invaded this land. We must prevent this war between people and drive any demons back to the world from which they came. Can I take a poison cure pill? So this is the second map screen. You are but a new paladin, but already your powers grow with each act of kindness. The first thing a paladin learns is how to make his sword glow with the blue fire of honor. This adds to your weapon's damage and allows it to harm things that cannot be harmed with normal weapons. It is getting dark, and this looks like a good place to camp for the night. It is always best to have a campfire at night. It drives off many things. If you don't yet own a tinderbox, I would advise you to purchase one when you return to Tarna. Rakesh starts a fire, and you share some food he brought with him. Then you both lie down to sleep. I have no idea if we're gonna die from the poison of the vine. Good morning, my friend. Let's continue our journey to the Sim Bani village. As you have gained in experience and spread goodness, the next skill you will gain is the power to heal. This gift of healing can be used upon yourself or others. However, it pulls upon your inner strength and cannot be used if you allow yourself to become weakened. Does it heal poison? As you grow more in tune with the essential rightness of the universe, you will be able to feel the rightness of all things. You will be able to sense when danger is near. Danger sense comes after healing? When you have done much good, you will be able to protect yourself more fully. Whenever your sword is filled with blue fire, you shall be surrounded by an honor shield. This helps protect you from physical and magical harm. The more honorable acts you do, the greater your abilities. We are nearing the Sim Bani village, so I will speak more about being a paladin later if you are interested. Habari, Miji, Mingoji. Missouri, Lionman Rakesh. It is good to see you. It is good to see you, Mingoji. I have here a friend and brave warrior from afar to see the wonders of your village. Habari, Bwana. We're going to greet him. You say hello. Missouri, Bwana. Let's real quick look at our status. Wow, we are at 3 health, so hold on. I do need to take a poison cure pill. You are completely... I was trying! Wow, so... we've got to go back through all of that. I'm so freaking sorry. The only effect is a tingling sensation, but if the apothecary is to be trusted, you should now be safe from poison. So we didn't even get an autosave. Okay, I'm so sorry. I saw a weird pop-up when we were talking to Raja, and I was like, wait, have I done something wrong? But I couldn't... It wasn't until we finished the conversation and said you were dying of poison that And at that point, we didn't have any... It is what it is. We'll just have to zip through it real fast. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I feel so bad. I'm sorry. I am a bad Let's Player. I got us killed from poison. We'll just zip through it real fast. Yes. Oh, babies. Be gentle. Play gentle. You okay? Good girl. Chip. Chip. Be nice to your sister. Be nice. Thank you. Kittens, am I right? Okay. So, we got a nice info dump while traveling about being a paladin, about being in Tarna. This is the first map screen. And like all the graphical upgrades of this game, it's both a very pretty, impressive new paradigm for the series, and at the same time hasn't aged super well, because it kind of looks like a featureless gray-green or brown-green mass of where do I go? What do I do? Would we have known to go here and investigate if I hadn't known already? I don't know. Same thing here, like, what are the important bits? Obviously, the village is over here. There's a pool down here, so that looks interesting. But is this ridge right here? Is that something we need to explore? So that's kind of tricky. It might have been more useful if landmarks that you could interact with had been set apart a little bit better, or outlined, or maybe marked with an icon. I don't know. Or maybe you could talk to someone and they could tell you about a place and that would mark it as an icon. That'd be kind of cool. I think in many ways this was an interesting new paradigm from... Obviously in Quest for Glory 1 you had the forest, and you could map the forest. The forest was fully mappable. It was big. There was probably 40 or more screens of the forest, but you can absolutely map the Spielberg forest. That is not hard. The Quest for Glory 2, the desert was endless, which in many ways was a much bigger kind of concept. But the actual screens that you could do anything in were also mappable. It was like a 5x7 grid, and then it's endless in every left or right direction. This is, in my opinion, a really effective way of conveying that the savanna is huge. It takes a full day and a half just to travel from the city of the Tarna city to the Sim Bani village. So, a big place. Let's save. And I'm going to call this one, I'm going to call this autosave, even though the autosave has not been very aggressive. So we're going to greet the nice elder. Missouri Buana. Behold, the village of the Sim Bani, from the pen where the injured cattle stay, the huts where we sleep, and the places where we work and play. Enter and be welcome. We are most honored, Mzi Mingoji, to enter your village. Kwaheri. Kwaheri, Simba Rakish. Kwaheri Buana. I'm struggling with languages, and I'm so sorry. That is my fault. Hujambo, Mabuana. Hatu Jambo, Uhura. Hujambo, Simba. You both look healthy and happy to be home again. It is very good to be home. I'd be happy to show you both the way of the Simbani. We are honored. Come then, we will meet with the leader of the Simbani, the Laibon. Or Laibon? Not sure. Haburi, Laibon, Mikubwa, Missouri, warrior Uhura. Laibon, I, Uhura, warrior of the Simbani, be standing before you with 2 warriors from far lands. Habari warriors. Missouri Sana, Laibon, Mikubwa. It is good to see you again, great leader of the Simbani people. It is good to see you, warrior Rakish. Laibon, I have come here to bring peace to your people and the leopard men. I have sworn this by my honor. Missouri, warrior Rakish, bring the leopardman chief to his knees before me, and you shall have this peace you pledge. What has caused this great anger for the leopardmen, Laibon Makubwa? The leopardmen have always been our enemies. They be sneaky and not to be trusted, for they only travel at night. The worst of all be that they use magic. The leopardman is the enemy. If the Simbani be seeking a lost calf in the jungle at night, then the leopardman uses magic against him. A Simbani cannot fight magic, so he must retreat. The leopardman will not meet the Simbani in a fair fight. The leopardmen will always be our enemies, and now they have made us call for war. They stole from us the spear of death, and for that they shall die. Then they will no longer be our enemy. There are ways to resolve the conflicts between the Simbani and the leopardmen other than through waging war. I would like to see you, Laibon of the Simbani, and the chief of the leopardmen speak your grievances before the Hall of Judgment in Tarna. Perhaps there can yet be a peaceful resolution of conflict. No, Rakish. The spear of death is stolen, and we will fight to regain our pride. The worth of the spear will be paid in blood, not words. I have spoken. Kwahirini. Kwaheri, Laibon. Farewell, Laibon of the Simbani. May we yet meet again in peace. You all walk back to Uhura's hut to rest and discuss things before evening. It is good to be back in your own hut again, is it not, Uhura? Good, very good. But Simba well worth leaving my home for. The Laibon was most gracious to see us, yet I felt as though we were not welcome. I do not understand, for I have always respected him. How did we offend him, Uhura? I be not knowing, Rakish. The Simbani have lost much honor with the stealing of the Spear of Death. Still, for the Laibon not to listen to your words of peace be not right. Perhaps he will listen another time. So let's talk to Uhura, and we'll ask her about the Laibon. The Laibon be my mother's brother, and he has always been kind to me. I do not know what be troubling him, that he not listening. This village be where I played as a child. It be our home for this time. When the time of the little rains come, we move to another village. This way the cattle always have plenty food to eat. The Spear of Death be a powerful weapon for the Simbani. Only the best of the Laibons may have the spear. Our Laibon is the best of the Laibons. Simba be very happy here. Many people be holding and playing with Simba all the time. Everyone here his family. As one of the best of the warriors, I be having my own hut. It needed to be fixed up when I got back, but it is home. We'll talk to Rakish. I have known the Laibon for a long time and respect him well. He is a wise man and usually listens as well as speaks. As a youth, he be called Anahasima. He does not speak, because he be listening always. It will not be easy to bring peace unless the Laibon desires it. It is easy to force war upon others, but not to force peace. When we see the villagers, look at their faces. If there is war with the leopard men, many of the young warriors will be dead a year from now. If there is war with the demons, they will all be dead. If the Simbani be at war, Rakish, so too be I. I be a Simbani warrior. I have pledged my honor to bring peace to your people. You did not return to your village to die in a meaningless war. I swear it. As long as the Spear of Death is missing, I do not think the Laibon will listen to words of peace. If we could get the leopardmen to return the spear, the war might end without bloodshed. It be time We be sitting too much. Maybe we go out to the village. The villagers be waiting to see you again, Rakesh. They be killing a young bullock in your honor, and the blood be very fresh. I'm upset. We ran out of time to ask questions. The Sim Bani celebrate your arrival with meat, milk, and dancing. It is late when you finally make it back to your hut. We were treated royally by the Sim Bani. That was meat from the Laibons' own herd. I will head back to Tarna at first light. Find out what you can about what is going on. I do not think the Laibon told us everything he knows. If you can find the Spear of Death, we may be able to convince the Laibon that war is unnecessary. Good luck. Do whatever you can to win the respect of the Sim Bani. We will undoubtedly need their cooperation to restore the peace. I'm upset. We missed a dialogue option. Maybe we can get it now? Okay, so I'm gonna restore. I'm upset. I do not like these timed events. And who does that help? This be where the place where our tribe makes a home during the dry season. The Sim Bani have been living on the savanna since the world began. We travel with our cattle with the seasons. And that was all we were able to ask him. Stupid fucking timed events. I have a lot of feelings about... Chip, you okay over there? Chip is having climbing difficulties. He's a good climber. He's just having some trouble. I'm going to turn the speed down because I think that's part of the problem. You tell how you have come from afar to help bring peace to the Sim Bani. Then you will fight at our side and the leopard men will fall before us. Then there will be peace again. You will be a great leader of your people someday, hero man. Alright, so let's save up here. Stupid. Can we talk to Simba? Simbi, me Simba. Mama. Uhu wawa mama. Raki. I am returning to Tarna in the morning. My hind leg is bothering me again, so you, my friend, will have to do the exploring without me. I am sorry to have to leave you. So we're going to zip through... Oh, crap. My right hind leg was injured in the war against the demon wizard many years ago. The demon poison prevented the wound from healing completely. Not even magical healing could restore my leg. The demon wizard was in charge of an army of demons. We Liontars drove the demons from Tarna, but did not drive them back to their own world. I knew we had not won, for the demons would only return when they were stronger. Crap! I didn't mean to blow past that. That is why I became a paladin, for I could not convince the Council of Judgment to pursue the demons beyond our own kingdom. I gave up the throne of Tarna to stop the demons myself. No! This is not fair! After the demons left Tarna, I followed them. They traveled north to the land of the Pharaoh. In the bazaar at Gaza, I met a paladin. She came to my defense, but the people of the bazaar assumed I was a monster. I told her of my mission, and she taught me the way of the paladin. Oh, that's cool. The demon army attacked Tarna many years ago. Liontar are fierce fighters, and armed with magic, we drove the demons away. When we see the villagers... Okay, yeah, we've seen that one. I suggest you explore the jungles to the east of here. You should try to discover the Leopardman village or find evidence of demons. This is very upsetting. So we basically have a limited number of questions, which in of itself would be frustrating, but some of them give us puzzle points. Because you hear that little do-do-do, that's a puzzle point. Hey, baby. I think that was the only limited puzzle point one. We don't need to ask about Simba or the hut. We should ask about the Laibon. We should ask him about the Laibon. Hey, what are you doing? And that's all we get. It'd be time we be sitting too much. Maybe we go out into the village. The villagers be waiting to see you again, Rakesh. They be killing a young bullock in your honor, and the blood be very fresh. The Sim Bani celebrate your arrival with meat, milk, and dancing.
We were treated royally by the Sim Bani. That was meat from the Laibons' own herd. I will head back to Tarna at first light. Find out what you can about what is going on. I do not think the Laibon told us everything he knows. If you can find the Spear of Death, we may be able to convince the Laibon that war is unnecessary. Do whatever you can to win the respect of the Sim Bani. We will undoubtedly need their cooperation to restore the peace.
There are other points like that in the game, I remember now, where you get a limited number of questions, and it's so frustrating. And I don't know why they would do that.
I think that the Laibon told us only what he wanted us to know about this war. When you have earned his trust, perhaps he will tell you more. I do not understand why the leopard men would want to fight the Sim Bani. The leopard men usually stay in the jungles. They are only out at night. The Sim Bani, on the other hand, stay on the savanna and hunt only by day. There is little interaction between the tribes. That the leopard men would suddenly start a war, not only with the Sim Bani, but with my people as well, is something beyond my belief. The jungle is just to the east of here. The leopard men have hidden their village there. It is said to be protected by magic. Krisha believes that the spell in the leopard men village prevents outsiders from even seeing the village. It is said that no one can see what a leopard man does not want one to see. The savanna is very beautiful, but it can be very dangerous as well. Take care as you travel, my friend. On the savanna, the places of safety are far apart. Do not travel too far from them before you know what you are doing. You will be safest in Tarna, or the Sim Bani village. There is supposed to be a magical lake somewhere to the south that will be safe as well. It's kind of funny that he, Explorer and King, can't tell you exactly where it is, or hasn't been there. They're supposed to be. Uhura. Uhura will be glad to help you in any way she can, but she cannot go against the will of the Laibon. Uhura is a warrior, and she is sworn to obey the Laibon. Uhura proved herself worthy of the title of warrior during an initiation ceremony some time back. The reason she traveled to Shapir was to retain her status as warrior. To prove that one is a warrior, one must undergo a series of trials testing one's skills. Through initiation, one becomes welcomed as a respected adult in this tribe. The trials vary each time, but are designed to test both physical skills and cunning. The trials can be done alone or in competition. Sometimes several young ones undergo the initiation at the same time. She wished to have a child, but a wife cannot be a warrior. She now has Simba, and no man here can claim her. She remains a warrior. I have no doubt that Simba will be a fine warrior like his mother someday. As I said, I will go back to Tarna and find out if Krisha has learned anything more about demons. Learn what you can learn from the Sim Bani and try to keep them from starting this war. Return to Tarna whenever you need to do so. Until I know for certain that demons are again released into Tarna, I need to stay near my brother. Raja still believes that war is honorable. He will be trying to convince the council to declare war upon the leopard men. Unless I am in Tarna, Raja may succeed in starting this war. To the Sim Bani, the essence of honor is trust. They are a very open people and share evenly with all members of the tribe. To the Liontar, honor is a matter of pride and obeying the laws of Tarna. To the Paladin, honor is doing whatever it takes to bring about the greatest good for all. The attack upon the peace mission is an attack upon the Liontars. It is only our word that stands between Tarna and war. The pledge of honor for peace means that we must do everything we can to learn the truth behind the attack upon the peace mission. We must do everything in our power to bring the leopard men and the Sim Bani together and end this enmity. I feel in my soul that my daughter is still alive. When we find her, we will know the truth. We must find her. The way of the Paladin is very difficult and lonely at times, for you must trust your own heart to know what is right and not the judgment of others. The longer you stay here, the more the Sim Bani and the Laibons will learn to respect you. However, do not use magic before the Sim Bani. They distrust and fear magic. Well, at least that wasn't timed. I'm very vexed about that.
So what can we say anything ourselves?
Good night. It was indeed an exciting day today, young hero.
We have a sleeping mat. There's an ornate shield attached to the wall. There's a zebra skin. The walls of this hut are made from sticks covered with a mixture of mud and dung. You can store objects you don't want to carry in this large chest. A fireplace lights the place and keeps it warm at night. It's actually interesting that this game solves some problems that were problems in previous games, but won't be a problem in this game. It's almost like it's like a solution too late. So a problem with previous games is that we got loaded down with stuff and we couldn't put it anywhere. So they added chests both in the Tarna Inn and the Sim Bani sleeping hut. The problem is I do not think we will ever find anything that we want to put away. So and it's such a hassle to walk back to either of them that it's like you might as well carry everything anyway. Whereas we would have benefited greatly from a chest in, say, the inn in Quest for Glory 2, because we were sleeping there nightly and we could have put our excess of, magic rope and extra pills and extra money in there. Excuse me, I had the hiccups. Let me take a drink. Another thing it solved that it didn't need to solve in this game, but we needed in previous games, was in Quest for Glory 1 and 2, a lot of times we'd end up with a zillion silver or centimes in our inventory, and it was like, can I please change this into gold or dinar? And the money changer in Quest for Glory 2 would not do that. And there wasn't even a money changer in Quest for Glory 1. I guess we could have asked Caspar, but that wasn't an option. Here, the money changer will turn commons into royals, but I don't think that we'll ever need that. So that's another thing that was kind of retroactively fixed, but then didn't need to be in this game anyway. And I don't even know why you would do timed dialogue. That's really gonna upset me. So we're gonna say goodnight. We're gonna try to say goodnight. Good night, my friend. You awaken as the sun begins to rise. So, Rakesh left the hut at first light. You vaguely remember hearing his farewell. So what our goal right now is to stay here for a time, get to know the Sim Bani people, and earn their trust, and see if there's any way we can prevent this war that they want so badly. Where I am uncomfortable with a lot of this is, and we may as well just take the bull by the horns here and talk about it for a bit, is you will notice with Uhura's dialogue and with almost anyone else we meet in the Sim Bani, they all speak in a very, I don't want to say broken English, but it's not a very polished English. There's a lot of be verbs thrown in. He be listening, he not be hearing, he not be understanding. And that kind of cadence tends to make these speakers sound like they're not very, it tends to make the speakers sound like they're not very smart. arguably the intent was to make it sound like they're not very comfortable with the language you're speaking, but all of the Liontar we've met have spoke flawless English. Even though there's no reason for them to have done so. They're a xenophobic race who hates and fears humans and tries to avoid them as much as possible and considers anything human-like beneath them and lower than them. Why would they learn the language that apparently was the main language of Spielberg and which was spoken as a trade language in Shapir? That doesn't fit the setting. But it does fit the idea of the Liontar all being more sophisticated and smarter and cleverer than the Sim Bani, because they're all perfectly fluent in the language that the player will be speaking, and the Sim Bani are not. So I really wish that they had either made everybody fluent, or if you were going to introduce halting, broken English, it should have been for both cultures, not just the Sim Bani, and who coincidentally are also the people living in huts made of literal mud and dung. So they both have less. It's a very strong contrast that over here you have the beautiful pyramids and the sophistication and so on and so forth, and everyone speaks perfect English, and over here you have huts made out of mud and dung and everyone speaks broken English, and it's like so then we also have this kind of contrast of and there's a bit of a mystery here. The leader of the Sim Bani people has been established with a backstory that he was a very thoughtful man, a very careful man who listened more than he talked. But when we met him, he was hostile, he was aggressive. His greetings to us when we said, "Hi, we're here to bring peace," were like, "Great, pick up a spear. You can bring peace that way," which is clearly not what we meant. So it wasn't a very warm welcome. It honestly sounded more like sarcasm or cruelty, or possibly not being very smart. That he even thought that that's what we meant by peace. Hard to say. We don't know yet. So there's something weird going on there, which we will call a mystery for now. Because I would prefer it be a mystery than bad characterization. But we'll get to that. The campfire provides light in the village center and is used by the Sim Bani to cook their communal meals. This is the guest hut, and you are a guest. This is a guard for the Laibons hut. From the guard at the door and the shield above the entrance, you can tell this is the Laibons hut. This is Uhura's hut. The Sim Bani keep this fence in good condition. It keeps predators out of the village. So let's go up to the hillside. Habari Bwana. So we're going to greet him. Missouri Bwana. I be called Mingoji, the one who waits and watches. I be watching over our village while the sun is in the sky. Hold on just a second, I'm sorry. My throat's giving me trouble. The savanna is all around us, from the edge of the jungle to the edge of the mountains, to the edge of the world. Here we Sim Bani make our home. The Sim Bani have been living on the savanna since the world began. We travel with our cattle with the seasons. Now is Kushi, when the south wind blows and we live at the edge of the jungle. Soon it will be Mavuli, the season of the little rain. We will be moving our village and our cattle to the west when that season comes. Next is Misimu, when the sun is in the south and the north wind blows. It'd be very hot then, and we move to the mountains. Last will come Masika at the time of the big rain. Then we will be moving to the high savanna to the north. Thus we be traveling from Mwaka, the turning of the seasons, and come back to here. Cattle be the center of the Sim Bani world. They be our wealth and our life. This be the place where our tribe makes a home during the dry season. we will leave him for now. But up here we can get a much bigger view of. So here's far below lies the peaceful village of the Sim Bani. You can see a number of mud and grass huts, an animal pen, and other features of the village. So here's the guest hut. Here's the Laibon hut. Here's Uhura's hut. This is some sort of long bridge, but doesn't look as though it crosses anything. There's something here, but it's not telling us what it is. And then over here, there's a separately walled section for the livestock. And then there's something else here. So we can't really see it all very well. We're going to go back down into the village. Let's try going this way. So this looks like a target. It looks like for throwing spears. Interesting. And the wind shows us which way the wind is blowing. Cool, cool. Welcome, Prince of Shapir. Uhura be telling us that you soon hear. I am Yasefu. You see the young Sim Bani named Yasefu. There's some kind of game carved into the rock, and there is a cage for holding prisoners. You greet Yasefu, Missouri, Prince of Shapir. And you tell him about Shapir. So, the man behind all bad things in Shapir was a wizard. All users of magic be bad. Not quite what I meant to convey. I am the son of the Laibon. I am also a very good Awari player. That is the game you see before me. This is the game of Awari. I will be happy to show you how it is played. The side near me be my side. The hole on the end at your left be my home. The hole on the end at your right be your home. These 3 stones be put in all the other holes. We be taking turns moving stones from one hole to another. You move first. Pick a hole on your side and move all the stones to the right. Drop one stone in each hole. If the last stone land in your home, then you get one more turn. If the last stone lands in an empty hole, then you capture all the stones across from it. You get to put them and the capturing stone in your home. The game ends when either side have no more stones. Only home have stones. The player with the most stones in his home be the winner. The other player be the loser. We be playing just for fun because you have no cows. I let you play the first stone. To win the game, you must have the most stones in your home when either side be empty. This is a simple game of wits. When it be your turn, you take all the stones from one hole on your side and move them one at a time to the right, even in your home and in the holes on my side. You capture stones by placing your last stone in an empty hole on either side. Then you take that stone and the stones across from it, place them in your home. If your last stone be landing in your home, you get just one more turn. Then it be my turn. What be a game for but to have fun and try your wits against others? We can talk and soon learn more about each other as well. My people have been peaceful for all my life. Now that the spear of death be stolen by the leopard men and we have their drum of magic, all the talk of the warriors be of war. Interesting. The spear of death be the pride of the Sim Bani. When the leopard men take the spear, we lost much pride. No one can say how the spear of death was taken. It was stolen at night by magic, and a claw mark be left behind. So the leopard men must have taken it. That's not conclusive. What was it about a drum? A warrior stole the leopard man's drum and returned here before he died. The drum be very bad magic, and only the Laibon dared to keep it in his hut. The warriors went to take the spear of death from the leopard men. They want the leopard men to pay for such a theft. We will soon enter the jungle and seek out the leopard men village. There will be many dead leopard men to pay for stealing the spear of death. I will soon be a warrior of my people and be a hunter and a guard every day. Now I'll be having time to play Awari. And then I go to herd the cattle to the river and back before the night comes. Can we talk? You tell Yasefu about some of the adventures you have had. You have done much and been many places. I would like to be like you someday. So, we're going to move these 3. 1, 2, 3. You now go again. And we're going to move these 3. 1, 2, 3. Very good move. You got my stones. It'd be my move. It'd be your turn to move your stones now. Oh man, he got a bunch there. 1, 2, 3, 4 wouldn't help us. 1, 2, 3, 4 wouldn't help us. 1, 2, 3. That would at least give us another turn. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. There we go. We at least got those. Well, crumbs. I think we're gonna lose. And we started off so well. 11 to 10. My people have a saying. Haba na haba. Huzaza kibaba. Little and little fill the kibaba measure. This means doing things a little at a time will get things done. I think about this while playing Awari. That gave us 6. I think 6. Yeah. But he's good, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will get us another turn, but what will we do with it? One, two, three, 4. He's gonna beat us again. Did we win? You have more stones in your home. Yes! Nope, we're gonna go on a high note. The Sim Bani are roving people. This is only our home for this season. Usually, we will move soon to another village where our cattle can graze on fresher grass. This year, though, we be staying here until we win the war against the leopardmen and regain our spear of death. The leopardmen are sneaky people who live in the jungle. We have stayed away from them before. Now that they stole our spear of death, they be our enemy. The spear of death was stolen by night. There was not a trace of the theft. That is why we know it was the leopardmen who stole it. They used their magic to take it. We will fight the leopardmen and we will win. We will win back our spear of death. Soon I will be a warrior and I will fight in this war. To be a warrior of the Sim Bani, one must pass the initiation test. I practice the skills of the warrior. Running, spear throwing, and balance. I will soon be ready to take the test. This be a special cage. This be built to hold leopardmen prisoners. No magic can affect it when cast upon it. That way, the leopardman prisoner cannot use magic to escape. Okay. So, no one can say they haven't prepared. How they got a cage that's anti-magic, I have no idea. And this is some kind of bridge? 2 platforms consist of rough-hewn planks supported on a pair of wooden poles. Knotted ropes give access to each end of the bridge. So, that's probably also for training, since the target was for training. We are coming up on the hour mark, so what I'm going to do is... Actually, let's try one more thing. Let us see if the Laibon will let us go and talk to him. Maybe we can get more information out of him now that it's morning, and plus we know about a drum. The guard bars the way with his spear. You guess this is not a good time to visit the Laibon. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. So, what I'm going to do is we're going to save here. And when we come back, we are going to do some skill grinding. Yeah, you almost forgot you were watching an Anna Mardal Let's Play, right? I will run down these real quick. So obviously our core strength, intelligence, agility, vitality, luck, those are going to go up as we do things, and I'm not going to worry too much about grinding them because they just will go up. Magic, the only way you can raise that is by casting magic. We don't have a lot of places to practice. Both Tarna and the Sim Bani forbid the use of magic in those areas. So we'll have to go out into the jungle to practice magic. But there is a place that I know of that we will be practicing. We haven't gotten there yet. Paladin and Honor will go up with our honorable actions throughout the game, but there's also some stuff to be done back in Tarna for that. So that brings us over to the real skills, the ones that are tricky to raise, as opposed to just the attributes. Weapon use will go up in combat, so we will be grinding some combat. Parry and dodge, same thing there, where we'll be grinding those in combat. Stealth goes up very slowly if you sneak everywhere you go. But one way we can cheese that out is, did you notice whenever we were walking in the savannah and the croc came to attack us, there was actually a time period where he was walking towards us and we had chances to cast spells or run away or stuff like that. There is a way to cheese stealth practice to, walk around the savannah until you find a monster, and when it starts to chase you, select sneak, start walking to the left or right, and set the speed settings so that you sneak just a little bit faster than the monster runs. Let it go for a while, and stealth will go up very slowly, but it gets there after a while. I don't know if I care enough for us to do that, to be honest. But we'll we'll see when we get there. Pick locks can't be practiced in Quest for Glory 3 because of the lack of break-in houses. There are two places in the Laibons hut and another place later where you can pick locks on the chests at very specific times. But that maxes out and won't get you to 300. But we don't have pick locks at all because of the bug in Quest for Glory 5 where lock picking pegs you as a thief even if you're a paladin, so we don't have to worry about that. Throwing. For the first time in a while, we will be able to actually properly practice it instead of throwing rocks at things, because there's this lovely spears with the throwing target, which actually makes me really excited, because I really complained a lot in Quest for Glory 2 that it was stupid to up your throwing ability by flinging rocks into the air, aiming at nothing. How is that going to make you better in general at throwing at a target? Now we're actually throwing spears, which is a whole different set of muscles and aims than throwing daggers. So it actually kind of makes sense that, okay, you've mastered daggers and you've mastered rocks and sure, okay, you're bullseye from Daredevil with little stuff. Now you get to try to throw something big, and that's going to be a completely different ball game. So I'm excited about that, just from a kind of an in-game perspective. Climbing. There is no real place to practice climbing. There's one spot where you can climb, and it's a plot spot, and once you've climbed it, you can't keep grinding it. So climbing will not be climbing will not be ground will not be going up in this game. So we'll have to save that one for Quest for Glory 4. Communication, we absolutely can build up, and in fact we have been doing so. But it is funny to me that climbing is kind of the unwanted little stepchild of this game series, because as you probably remember, Quest for Glory 1 drove me up a wall trying to find the literal wall where you could practice. And we did find it, thank God, and we're able to get up to 100. Then in Quest for Glory 2, there was nowhere to climb to grind at all, period. You could not practice the skill. The only reason we got up to 150 was because we spent a genie wish on boosting it, and then we spent our opening 50 points in this game on boosting it up to 200. So, and now here again in Quest for Glory 3, there is nowhere to climb. right? So it's kind of weird that 3 games in and they still have this sort of dangling skill that they don't know what to do with, that you literally cannot practice it throughout 2 and 3. You can't practice it. It is unpracticable. And it's like, did no one on the dev team point out that that's kind of weird? In Quest for Glory 4, you will be able to practice climbing there. So I guess they finally figured out that that was weird. But man, it took them several games to get there. But that is neither here nor there. As I said, when we return, we will grind some skills. It'll be fun. We'll love it. My name is Anna Mardall. This is Quest for Glory 3. Thank you for coming along with me. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.